Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video, which is me showing off a few action figures that I've gotten over the course of November. And if I'm being honest, I was kind of taking a break over November, or you can just call it me being lazy. But I have been working on a few things, and I have a few ideas for videos. And I also saw that I passed 400 subscribers, so thank you for that, it's really cool. But I just thought I'd show a few figures that I've gotten over this month. So without any further ado, let's get into it, starting with Gotenks. And for Gotenks, I had gotten this figure at GameStop for about $15. It was on clearance. And it is a model kit, the figurized model kit to be more accurate. And I say for the most part, it's really good. I think that this is the best looking Gotenks figure compared to the Dragon Stars and the SH Figuarts, mostly because of the size. I think it's the most accurate to how he looked in the show. Compared to the SH Figuarts and Dragon Stars, which are a bit too tall, I think this one looks the best. Also, a weird thing I noticed is that each form of Goten or Gotenks has a different transformation, with SH Figuarts mostly being the base form, Figurized mostly being Super Saiyan, and Dragon Stars being Super Saiyan 3. I just find that funny. But aside from that, this was a really fun build. And I do like the sculpting that went into it throughout the entire figure, especially on the pants. I don't know why, it just kind of impresses me. And he also comes with some pretty good accessories. He comes with a pair of fists, a pair of open palm hands, or as I like to call them, the Kamehameha hands, a pointing hand, and a peace sign hand. He also comes with the, I'm gonna say, donut ring attack. I forget what it's called. And he also comes with 3 ghosts, which I think is really cool since they all have different expressions and all come with their own stance. So it's pretty cool. For articulation, he can move his head side to side, or in a swivel. It can move up and down. You can, as you can see, you can kind of bring the joy up a bit to move his head up more. And he does actually have a side to side thanks to the neck. His arm can move out, and it has a bicep swivel. And it can rotate all the way. One thing that does bother me about this kit is how the arms are made. Since if you want like this, then that part will just be off. And I know why they did, because sculpting this part of the vest onto the vest itself probably would have limited the articulation. It's not that big a deal, but it kind of is something that bothers me. For the torso, even though there's like a cut there, as you can see, it doesn't really do anything. So for an ab crunch, it can go that far forward and that far back. You can again extend it to get it moving all over the place, and it has a swivel. And oh, I almost forgot to mention, for his arms, he has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, but it does extend so you can move it in more, and a wrist swivel and a hinge. Almost forgot to mention that. For the legs, it is a bit annoying for me because they're kind of a V shape, and if you know how a V-shaped joint works, if you try to get them to kick out, it kind of moves off to the side like that, and I don't like that really. You can move the leg down thanks to the hinge joint, and it does help a bit more. But still, I wish they would have sculpted that a bit differently, so the V joint wasn't really there. It does have a single jointed knee, a thigh swivel, an ankle swivel, or a boot swivel I should say, an actual ankle swivel up, or it can come off. It can go up, down, and pivot. And the sash is also on a ball joint, so that can move around as well. So overall, it's a pretty good model kit. I do have a few problems, but it's pretty good, and I still think it's the best looking Gotenks. Next up is the Figma Satsuki Kiryuin, and this figure is really good, honestly. But the thing is that this is actually the re-release, and me and my brother had gotten it for a pre-order, which we don't regret at all, but still. I do like this figure. When it comes to the sculpt, or just the character in general, you might be wondering why she's wearing such a revealing outfit, but all I can really say without spoiling the show, if you haven't watched it, and if you haven't watched it, please do. It's a great series. My family recently finished it. But yeah, pretty much she wears a suit that when transformed turns into this skin-tight, scantily cladded power armor. That's pretty much how it works. But yeah, I do like how this looks actually, especially with like these big eye shoulder pads and just the colors in general. There's something about the white and blue that just make it stand out. And her hair is pretty well sculpted. I do wish that it wasn't as what's the word I'm looking for, like exaggerated, kind of. I wish there was more of a relaxed piece, but this still looks good. For accessories, she actually comes with quite a few. She comes with several pairs of hands, which include a pair of fists, open palm hands, loose grabbing hands, tight grabbing hands, and cupping hands, so you could do this pose from the show. If you know what that pose means, good for you. She comes with her signature weapon named Bakuzan, and it's kind of like Sephiroth's katana. That's how I see it anyways. And it comes in both a sheathed and unsheathed version. And I guess they did this so you wouldn't break the sword, since it is pretty thin and flimsy. So it's appreciated. She comes with a scissor blade just like Ryuko, but it's a different style. And again, if you know where this is from, good for you. And it comes in both a normal and decapitation mode. And you also get a small red piece to attach both this scissor blade and Ryuko's scissor blade to make the combined scissors, which is pretty cool. I should also mention that she comes with alternate faces, which include a neutral face, a smiling face, and an angry shouting face. So yeah, she comes with quite a lot of accessories, and if that wasn't enough, she's also included with a cardboard cutout that looks like her troops from the show. So yeah, lots of accessories, and it's really cool. For the articulation, the head can move side to side. Not that much because of the hair and because of these giant shoulder pads. The hair can actually move up and down, and it can rotate, which is really cool. The shoulder pads, I'm just gonna call them that, are articulated, so you can move them around when posing the arms. Arms can go out that far forward, and they can go back. They can go out to the side. They have a bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, which is better than 90 degrees, an elbow swivel, and a wrist swivel and a hinge. A problem that mine has is that this arm is a bit too tight. It has loosened up over time, but it is a bit tighter than this other one, so I am a bit more careful with it. For her chest, she can move that far forward and that far back. This kind of restricted due to these straps. It can move side to side. Let me move the sword out of the way. Her legs can move that far out, and this piece does kind of attach if you move the legs around too much, but you can always just plug it back in. They can move out to the side. She has a thigh swivel, a single jointed knee, a bit of a knee swivel, an ankle swivel. It can go up and down, and it does have a pivot. So again, the articulation is pretty good. And like I said, me and my brother both paid for this figure while it was still in pre-order. And something I found out is if you ordered this figure from the Good Smile company itself, you would have gotten a pre-order bonus, which includes the Bakuzan Koryu and Gakko, which is pretty cool. And if I want to, I'd probably just end up making my own. But still, it's a really solid figure. And moving on to the final figure that we've gotten is the D'Art Noelle Vermilion. And if you don't know who this character is, she comes from the fighting game series made by Arc Systems called BlazBlue. And this is her first appearance from games like BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger, and BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger, and Continuum Shift. So yeah, my brother is a big fan of the character, and when he saw that there was a figure of her, he wanted to get it. The only problem was that this figure is actually really hard to get. Sometimes, mostly because it's really expensive nowadays. And even when she wasn't that expensive, someone would always buy her first, or it was always sold out. So yeah, it was pretty hard getting this figure until I asked on Discord if anybody could find her for a good price, and I was able to get her. So yeah. For the sculpt, it's a very anime-like design. Considering these like arm sleeves that she has, they're pretty exaggerated, especially with these like giant arm bands around her bicep. And there's also these ribbons which are detachable from the figure, and as you can see, they're articulated due to the ball joints. But it's still a pretty cool design. I especially like her boots. I'm not sure why, but I just think they look nice. She also comes with a few accessories. She comes with alternate faces, which include a neutral face, an angry face, or shouting face, and a embarrassed face. One thing that disappoints me is the lack of hands, since she only comes with a normal pair of hands, which are kind of posed, so I can't really call them neutral. And she also comes with gripping hands to hold her guns, which you obviously see here. These guns are called Bulveric, and I like how they look. They are pretty simple, but they do have a unique look to them. And she also comes with an alternating hairpiece, because it turns out that she actually has quite a lot of hair. And you can also take off the beret if you want, and that's how you I can't talk. And that's how you replace the hairpiece. She also comes with a stand to hold up the gun, which isn't really necessary, and she also comes with a effect part for when she's firing the gun. I do wish she came with two, so you could have both guns being fired, but it's fine. For the articulation, the head can move side to side, and it can go up and down. It is limited to the hair, and it can go side to side a bit. The arms can go out. The arms can go out that far. The arm brace, the arm sleeve doesn't get in the way. She has a bicep swivel. Her elbow can move up that far. Let me reattach the hands here. There we go. It does have a elbow swivel. She has a wrist swivel and a hinge. Pretty much can go all the way around. She can bend that far forward, that far back, and has a swivel that just the barrette just fell off. Her legs can move that far forward and that far back, and it can move out to the side that much. I do wish that there was a cut in her dress, so you can have the legs moving out more, since this does limit the posability quite a lot. She does have a thigh swivel, single jointed knee, a knee swivel, an ankle swivel that can go up, down, swivel here, and a pivot. So overall, the articulation is pretty good, aside from the legs not being as posable as I want. And overall, I say this is a pretty good figure. I'd say that for all three of these figures. And I want to say sorry if this video seems a bit rushed or not as well made. That's just me getting back into videos for a bit, but I still hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I do hope you enjoyed the videos I'll be making soon. So with that, again, thank you for 400 subscribers. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.